What is going on, guys? Chris Rennick here, and tonight it is currently 11:10, and Dave from Cam's Engines, he made it happen, boys. We got the head back. He had to shim some stuff. He had to do some things for us to have the perfect head. Everything is 100% ready to go. He literally just finished. We just got back from the machine shop. We got the head. We're going to be throwing that in as soon as we get the head gasket. TJ Fry, my boy, he had an extra head gasket, a nice OEM boy, and we overnighted that. So hopefully that's here tomorrow. I just wanted to show you 11:11. Everyone make a wish. That's important. I don't know if I believe in that stuff, but you kind of have to in this world. You know what I mean? The world's going, but that's a story for another day. Anyways, I don't know if you can tell. I'm exhausted. I'm not doing shit right now. I just wanted to say we got the head, and I'm really excited. Thank you, Dave. Super thankful that we're actually going to be putting these Kelford cams in as well. Really happy to be working with them, and it's just... everything is just a blessing. I'm just really excited to actually get this thing in and actually feel it and see how much more power we make and see how much more low-end torque we get. We're not going to really know any numbers until we get to Florida, but that's a story for another day. With that being said, I'll see you right now. One of you guys told me to make this thing. Honestly, sounds pretty good. The 3D printer ended up failing because last night I just let this thing run. The filament was tangled, so when I went to go restart it, it fell over. So I just super glued some caps that didn't fit so we can, instruments. Today we're actually printing something useful. We're actually printing some M18 battery holders, and we're gonna set them up over there because I just kind of have them kind of thrown around and stuff. So I saw that and I was like, dang, let me make a couple of those. So that's being printed right now, but I have some bad news about the 1J, about the JZX90. He did overnight air on Thursday afternoon, and apparently, according to UPS, the truck broke down. Shocker. So we're not getting that until Monday, apparently. So unfortunately, we can't do anything because that is the package with the head gasket, and obviously the head gasket is the first thing to go on the 1J. But what we can do is we did get this back from the machine shop, and my buddy Curtis, my Nissan plug, he actually came to Pocono and he delivered all of the parts that we were missing to actually finish building the SR20. I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna do this slow today because I've never rebuilt an SR and stuff, so I'll be honest, I'm gonna be watching some YouTube videos and stuff, trying to get this thing back together and just making sure that we don't mess anything up. So first things first, we gotta take this off right here because we do have all brand new OEM parts. So we're gonna take this off, we're gonna line up the chain, and we're gonna get to work today, fellas. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is my favorite time of the week, and that's because Factor just showed up on my front door. If you guys don't know what Factor is, you're living under a rock. At any point in time, you can use my code 50RUDNICK on Factor75.com. You can save yourself 50% off your first order, plus you get free shipping. Factor is a company that makes fresh food, never frozen, and they deliver it right to your doorstep. So yesterday, we got this big box, and inside the big box, we had a bunch of foods to pick from. Now with Factor, you can really choose your plan. You could go a high protein, you can go more of a lower calorie, you can even change your dietary restrictions. So me, for example, I'm usually gluten-free, but right now I'm feeling a little frisky, so I didn't do any dietary restrictions because I'm always doing gluten-free with Factor, and I wanted to try something different. So today we ended up getting the loaded bacon and spinach shredded chicken, garlic and herb chicken breast, Monterey spinach chicken, Texas cheddar burger, oh, you already know, Santa Fe shredded chicken and queso. We're definitely going with that Texas burger, dude. Are you kidding me? I have never seen this before. Also, we ended up getting a bunch of smoothies from them. Super stoked. I actually had a strawberry banana yesterday, and it was delicious. Factor is my favorite because it's super easy. I'm a busy guy. I don't have time for anything. We're always running around like a chicken with its head cut off, and Factor has my back to make that a lot easier. Check this out. Open it up, stab a couple holes, throw it in the microwave, hit the 2 button, and just wait. Boom, ready to eat. And just like that, our food is done in just 2 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna give this Texas burger a good old try here. It's a little hot. Just like that, so good. Try out the smoothie. I already tried one yesterday, I already know I like it. If you're a busy guy like me, use code 50RUDNICK. Go to Factor75.com and save yourself 50% off your first order, and you're going to get free shipping as well. I want to thank Factor for sponsoring this video, and let's get on with it, boys. All right, so first things first, pop this off right here. We actually got a new bolt and everything for this, so we're just gonna set this aside. That looks pretty solid. I'm super happy with that. What the fuck is that? We're fucked.
What?
Look at the head gasket.
Oh, you didn't line up the dowel.
Bro, I couldn't. This whole thing's fucked. I'm over this. You have to take the head off. It's not gonna work like this. I literally just fought with this thing for 45 minutes.
Got another head gasket?
Fucking disaster. Alright boys, I'm not gonna lie, I've been a little grumpy, and that's probably just because I'm a little burnt out. I haven't taken like any personal days in over a month. We're just constantly here grinding every single day, and I don't think that's a bad thing, but I'm a little tired. But, you know, I changed my mindset. I think we're a little better off this time, and you guys can see, we now have pulled the head off. This is what you're supposed to do. In order to do the oil pump, you should have the head off just because it's a lot harder. The head gasket actually comes out all the way to here. So it's really hard to try to like, one, RTV this, two, try to flush this because this oil pump needs to go on like this. And then the head gasket's in your way and everything is just not great. To be honest, when I first did this, I just didn't know. I didn't watch any videos. I just kind of put the head on because I'm like, you know, this is what I always do to every build. This is the first step. On an SR, that is completely wrong. But we have our new timing guides. Everything is tight. Everything is good. Now, all we have to do is we have to re-RTV this, and we have to put this on the correct way, and then we'll put the head gasket on. And Dan, he knew I was in a bad mood, so he got me a little gift, and he got my favorite copper spray head gasket. So we're gonna be putting some of this on the Tomei head gasket, which I'm super excited about. You know, that right when I saw that, I was like, you know what, today's gonna be a good day. You have your peaks, you have your valleys, but sometimes you just gotta man up, you gotta get through them. So with that being said, let's get to work. Alrighty boys, well, we ended up manning up and we finished timing the SR. I wanna give a big thank you to Samit because I just FaceTimed him because, to be honest, this is my first time ever putting an SR20 together, and god damn it, was it an absolute struggle. Like the fact that I had to take the head off again, we had to redo all of this stuff. I mean, now I know this platform a lot more. And it was kind of the same thing we did with the 1J, right? Like when I first looked at the 1J, I was like, oh my God, like I don't know if this thing's ever gonna run. I don't know it. Like anything about it. Now we're pulling heads in the car. It's like not that big of a deal. I understand where everything goes and what things need to do and where every bolt goes within reason, right? Yeah, obviously you forget some here and there, but I'm happy to say that the cams are in. It is timed. We were actually FaceTiming Sam and he actually said that the timing and everything is good. I'm really stoked on that. It's 10 p.m. right now. This thing just kind of kicked my ass today. We're gonna pick this video up in the morning and we're gonna finish assembling this thing, but huge progress today. You know, I kind of been scared to do this just because I was afraid of the unknown. And I'm really happy that we are actually doing this. And soon the Blueberry is gonna have an engine and soon, hopefully, it's gonna be running. It's gonna be running before GTA 6, I promise you. Good morning, it is the next day. And I'm just stoked in general that the engine, I'm gonna call it a good 75% done. Like the timing, it was scary. It was a lot, but after following Sam, after following YouTube and trying to figure it out, it's funny, and I said this last clip, but like, I'm pretty confident in these engines now, and like, it's not too big of a deal. Like, of course, I'd rather work on a 1J, but it's not too bad. But here we are today, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get the tension right on the chain because this is done. I still have to actually tighten the cam. I actually went to Harbor Freight this morning because I need skinny adjustable wrenches. I don't have any skinny ones. Mine are all thick, and apparently Harbor Freight doesn't sell those, so I have to figure out a way to tighten that correctly, and then we're gonna get the MazWorks manual tensioner because the hydraulic tensioner, they tend to fail, and you don't want anything failing on the chain because it's not fun. It sucks. This thing is almost done, dude. The Blueberry is actually coming this year. Who would have thought? The Blueberry before GTA 6, I'm telling you. Mark my words, place a bet with me. Go on like, what's those bet websites? DraftKings or something. Let's bet on DraftKings against it. Let's bet 10 grand. All right, let's just double check that's hitting. Nice. Dang, that looks so much better than the stock tensioner. All right. So we got our tension. We made sure that this is all good with the timing. Everything is correct. Now we can start working on the water pump. So we're gonna use some RTV because these actually don't have a gasket. It's all RTV. Got a nice, pretty even bead around. All right, we'll let that get tacky for probably 5 minutes with the RTV, and then we will tighten those up. All right, so we torqued down the water pump. That's all good. Now we're just getting the water pump pulley on. I'm trying to just like put things on that make it look like more complete because it's just motivating. And seeing this little purple Johnny on here definitely helps. You know, we got some zinc hardware. It's not all matching zinc, but you got one Phillips, you got one big one. At least they're gold, right? We're off to a good start there. And to be honest, I just want this engine to perform good. Like, I just want this to go in the Blueberry and it just fuck, you know? Like, it's cool to have all the gold hardware, but at the same time, like, when you're fucking boogieing down the track and shit, you're not thinking about, like, oh, my washer's bigger than my other washer on my water pump pulley. I know some of you get it. Some of you will be like, hey, fuck you, dude, anyways, fuck you, man. But some of you are like, dude, I just throw rusty bolts in, it's not a big deal. We also Loctited these. I like to Loctite anything that rotates. That's all good. All right, let's move on to the next shiny part. I think the next thing we need in the shop is like a sandblaster or something because I just spent like 20 minutes wire wheeling this. And like, I feel like it doesn't even look good. Like, throw it down in the comments. Like, does this look good? I feel like it looks like shit. But we're just gonna put it on. I'm trying to look for pretty pieces, but everything's so dirty. So it's just like, I'm sitting here scrubbing it with my Magic Industrial wipes, which actually work quite good. But fuck, man, like, these are for your hands. It's not for, like, parts. I mean, it works, but like a sandblaster would work better. So let's just RTV this and move on. A little more than I'd like, but I'm gonna. All right, we'll let that get tacky once again. We gotta just find one more 10 mil bolt for that. Dan borrowed the cam angle sensor from this engine because since we're going turbo and everything, we don't really want to use a distributor. We found out that you can actually just pop this distributor off and it still has the 2 bolts exactly where you need them. If you look at this one, boom, boom, got 2 bolts there. And you look at this, boom, boom, 2 bolts there. And Dan already tested it. He already put the cam angle sensor into the other SR that is gonna be going into this. Fuck, we have a lot of SRs. It's kind of crazy, but that's cool. So once we get that cam angle sensor, we'll put it in, we'll time it, we'll do all of that, we'll tighten that up, and that's another thing done. But while this is getting tacked up, I'm gonna just try to wire wheel this because it looks a little gross, but this goes to the block, like so. Then thermostat housing goes there, which I have to clean as well. I just ordered some new hoses too, because you could see as I was looking at this thing is just tired, and that's definitely gonna start ripping. Like, look at this. Like, you could just twist this motherfucker and it just start breaking. So I just ordered all new hoses for under the intake manifold. So let's wire wheel this. Just want to sand this out because that looks gross. All right, one down. Now we have this one to wire wheel. It doesn't look great, but that's what we have to work with right now. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, good as new. Nice. All right, so we'll leave that one to tack. Now we can tighten up these 3 10 mils, sitting for a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Perfect. All right, we're getting somewhere. All right, boys, now it's time to do something fun. We're gonna be installing the R-Tech manifold, turbo manifold. Super stoked. Ben over at R-Tech Performance, when we first talked, he just started sending me all of the manifolds for every single car that I wanted to build in the future, such as the Blueberry, such as JZX90, and we actually ended up stealing the one for the 180 to use for the Sunny. So I justified it because the 180, it runs and drives right now. It's got an HKS setup. It's not too big of a deal. But at one point, I would like to get an R-Tech manifold on that as well. Cole said you guys wanted to see that thing turboed, so we're doing everything that we can to get that done, and we're working with Work turbochargers as well, and they are making us a custom turbo, which I'm really excited about. But right now, we're gonna be putting this bad girl on. Just trying to speed run it. Beautiful, dude. Nice. Easy access. Going in our box of tricks here. Wrong box of tricks. I think there's one manifold stud in here that I saw. Look, boom. No, damn it. GTR axle bolt. What do you know? I don't know if that's gonna bottom out though. Let's get a lock washer on that because I think this is gonna bottom out. I'm pretty sure this is like a R32 like axle bolt or something, or this is a dry shaft bolt of some sort, but hey, it works. We're in the clear. Put a locky on that. Oh, wrong locky. Put a locky. Dang, perfecto. Boom. Beautiful. Plenty of threads. All right, let's get a 14. There we have it. We got the R-Tech manifold on. Yes, I do know we need a firing ring here, but it's okay for now. We're just trying to make the engine look pretty right now. You know, I just want to make it look pretty. Dang, dude, we're getting somewhere, boys. Let's go. Let's back this thing up a little bit. Let's take a gander, dude. Beautiful. We got to get a valve cover on it. Now we got to get to work. This looks disgusting. We're gonna clock this because that's just annoying. The center needs to be clocked too, because the feed's upside down right now. The feed's upside down. So yeah, let's, we'll loosen this. We'll clock the core and just start working with that stuff. All right, so we have everything loose now. So we're just gonna go ahead. We're gonna clock this core for the center. With the feed up, we got the coolant on both sides. And then we're just gonna clock the front of the turbo just down, maybe a little like towards the engine. Maybe a little more, probably just about there. I mean, we can adjust it later, but that just kind of seems about right. So now let's get the V-band back up here because that was a nice spot for it. I like that. Now we tighten these up. All right, so now the turbo's on. It's not on for good because we need a firing ring. I just didn't know where it was at that exact second, and I just wanted to get the turbo on. It's just one V-band anyways, but we have it clocked mostly. Now we gotta find a little valve cover. I'm not gonna put a gasket on it just yet because you never know what you're gonna need to do or what needs to come off. Like, I'd rather just not seal that and then have to spend another 35 bucks on a gasket later. So we'll seal it when the time comes, but let's at least get it on. Let's protect the engine now that everything's together, everything's starting to look good, and let's just see what a valve cover looks like on the engine. So at first, I thought this was a pretty good color for the blueberry, considering the blueberry's blue. But after further inspection, I was just kind of cleaning it up. This is an old gasket too, so it doesn't matter too much. I'm just trying to get it on just to see what everything looks like fully together and everything. But you can see in the middle, look at this. See, let's not get that into the pistons, imagine. Just, yeah, let's, you know, yeah, it's flaking off. You get the idea, right? But yeah, this is what it looks like. I mean, we're getting there. I want to just put the intake manifold on just to see it kind of completed. We need to get, I want to get one of those spacer gaskets, the ones that are a little thick. They distribute heat from the manifold a little better. So definitely want to get one of those. I don't have one of those here, but it's looking good. Let's get that on. So we're just getting a couple bolts in here, just trying to mock everything up. We're probably just gonna end up doing the valve cover white again. We'll probably wire wheel it like Sam actually does, and then we will powder coat it white. Oh. It's looking good though. We found the coil packs, we got the valve cover, we got the intake manifold. The white and the blue don't go. They don't really go together. Like with the purple in the front, that looks goofy. We're being silly for sure. We're building a fucking Barney vehicle. Fuck. Doing some test fitting right now. This is the Tarks kit, I believe, for the power steering pump. Don't quote me. I'm pretty sure it's for the power steering pump. But we gotta find some hardware for this. Just trying to get all the bits and pieces completed. Yeah, no, it definitely goes down there. Probably look up a video, but I guess I never learned my lesson. All right, boys, and I think we're gonna wrap up the video here. Dan actually just stopped by. He took the valve cover and he's already sandblasting it. He's gonna clean that up so we can get that ready for powder coating. I don't wanna stay here all day because tomorrow's my birthday and I'm gonna actually take the day off probably. I mean, probably not the full day, but really stoked on the progress of the SR20. Really stoked that we're really making some headway with the Blueberry. I'm just really excited to drive this car again because years ago, the Roadster, if you guys remember, that was my favorite vehicle. Like, we did a ton of autocrosses. Like, she was just a warrior, dude. We were taking home trophies after trophies, and it was a blast to drive. And this, being the cleaner platform, looking as good as it does, to have the SR back in a Miata is just gonna be truly amazing. So I'm really excited to actually get that done. And moving forward, we're gonna try to get as much headway as we can. I'm gonna spend the rest of the today kind of just sourcing some parts, finding some stuff. There is a few things that I'm missing. I'm missing the grommets for the injectors, the fuel rails in there. I have to take the fuel rail off. I have to find the new Typhoon engine mounts because for some reason I can only find the old ones, but I'm sure the new ones are around somewhere. And we just need to catalog some stuff. But I think we made killer progress today. You know, in the beginning of the video, it was a bit of a valley. And I think we kind of pushed for a peak. And we kind of kept that momentum, and here we are now. So really stoked. Never give up, even if you can be an asshole sometimes. It's okay. Just get over it. Keep on keeping on. With that being said, guys, thank you for being here, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.